Hey everyone, how's it going? It is freaking cold out here. It's actually warmer today than it has been the past couple of days. We saw, oh shoot, -8, I think, for a low. This says it's 29 only because it's in the garage, but it's actually about 10 degrees out right now. And yeah, it's cold, to say the least. Incredibly cold. So anyway, wanted to do an update video on the car. I've been asked a lot about it. Right now it runs, it is running. However, I have pretty much a completely dead cylinder. The compression test that came back on the cylinder was about 40 pounds. So there's a lot of blow by there. And so the motor is coming out. Here it is, almost New Year's Day, and the motor is coming out. I've had a lot of projects otherwise, dealing with the house, trying to get my power jack inverter videos authorized, I guess. That's a long story, but anyway. And also been dealing with some other issues with the family. My dad just moved nearby. He's confined to a wheelchair, so I've been helping him with his house. It's been busy. So anyway, the car does run, and when it warms up, the CEL will start flashing because it'll see that that cylinder is completely dead. And you really wouldn't be able to tell that it is dead. It's running okay. I mean, I can tell just because I know the car so well. I can tell, but you're driving down the road, it's not something you would really notice. You would notice a loss in power, but it's not like real bad, because it still does fire, just doesn't fire every time. The compression is just so bad on that cylinder that it's not able to make a good combustion. So anyway, I'm hoping this, fingers crossed, I can't guarantee anything, but I'm hoping that I can start pulling this thing out starting next week. And it's going to be a slow process, even though it's only going to take me, it would only take me about 2 days to pull it out. I'm actually going to live stream it, and I'm going to redo all of my videos on pulling it out, as well as I've got my my Chromebook that I'm taking notes on, or will be taking notes on, to get the videos put together better than what I've done in the past, because there's so much to talk about and so many steps, so many things to look at. And if I do an individual video for every part that comes off, well, obviously the part has to go back on so that I can do a video for the engine removal at the same time. So you guys may think it's a little bit weird, but I'm going to plant the camera off into the corner of the garage over there and just let it live stream. So I could be standing here against the hood or something like that, picking my nose 1 minute, or looking at my phone for some kind of tool the next minute, or, you know, cussing up and down because something isn't coming off. So it's just gonna kind of be raw, and you guys will see me kind of piecing together videos, which will be an interesting perspective if you want a behind the scenes look. It'll be me kind of piecing things together, taking notes, verbal notes, as well as notes on my Chromebook, and kind of putting the footage together the best that I possibly can. You know, I learned a lot from the first 2 times that I pulled this motor out, and so I want to go through and I want to do everything with the best information possible. Better camera angles. Obviously I have a boom mic now, so it'll sound better, and things like that. Just kind of give it a professional touch. That's the goal. So that'll be happening, you know, hopefully pretty soon here. You know, again, it all comes down to time, and you know, I've thought about selling the car, just selling it and being done with it, but I really like this car. And it's funny because I follow the LS4 Nation Facebook, and there's so many people who have this attitude of just run from the LS4 because it's, you know, bad, because this happens, because that happens, the transmissions are horrible. Well, once you fix the issues, the common issues with the cars, they're actually not that bad. Yes, it's front wheel drive, okay, so from a performance standpoint, front wheel drive isn't exactly ideal, but this isn't a car that I take to the track every day and expect to run 10s or something. That's just not what it's for. I like the style, I like the sound, I like its uniqueness. You know, everybody has their own tastes for everything, and some things just don't make sense to some people, and, you know, it's like, what, one man's treasure is another man's trash or treasure, or however that goes. I don't know. But anyway, so I really like the car, and I'm going to keep it. You know, the silver lining to all this is that for the second year in a row, it's going to be stored in the wintertime. We got a horrible amount of snow, which you can probably see right there. You know, I cranked the garage door open a little bit for ventilation while this is running. But it's nice not having to drive this in the wintertime. To actually keep it stored in the winter is really nice. One of the advantages to actually having a garage. I'm trying to clear out the garage enough where I got a whole bunch of my dad's stuff from his house when he moved. A lot of nice tools. I'm trying to clear out the garage so that I can get the Jeep in here as well. My dad basically gave me his Jeep, so it's a Grand Cherokee. It also has the Hemi V8, which sounds excellent. But anyway, enough of that. So I do have something I'm driving in the wintertime, which is nice. So yeah, I mean, it's gonna come in time, and because I have so much going on outside of just this, I actually thought about doing a day or 2 days set schedule a week that I actually live stream, and that everyone can count on me being live streaming on this day at this time to do this. That way it's somewhat expected, I guess. Because obviously I'm not going to have the camera running 24 hours all the way up until March or April when I finish this and get the car back on the road. But I figured that it would be kind of cool to have kind of like a set Monday, Friday or something like that, where if anybody's interested or bored or whatever, they can tune in. And of course, every live stream is all put right on YouTube, but I don't think you want to see 4 hours of me just kind of walking around after the fact. I won't be able to respond to comments live because my phone will be facing the opposite direction, so I won't see that, but I will obviously look back at the comments. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. I've really wanted to get to this, but it's just one of those things that it takes time. I've got the space in the garage now. I moved the car over to the wall a little bit further, and because last time I had it right in the middle of the garage, which was great for access, you know, side to side. But the thing is I noticed that I didn't need much room on the driver's side because a lot of it came out of the passenger side. So that's what I'm trying to do right now, is get the garage cleared up a little bit more. Yeah, you can always tell it's really cold because it's still running at about 900 RPM right now, and it should be coming down here in just a second. Usually when the transmission reaches about 80 degrees, then it'll come down. But anyway, we'll just have to see. I mean, it is what it is. I'm going to start slow, and obviously I'm going to need an extra set of hands to get that hood off. But I'll do as much as I can, and I got more tools now, so it'll be a little bit easier to get some of this stuff off. Plus, I had it all out here about a year ago, so I'm not expecting that axle bolts or anything else like that are going to be all seized up like the problem I had last time. Of course, I'll make a note of that in my videos, letting everybody know that, you know, this is not going to look this. It may not be this easy for you to get this axle nut off. So I shouldn't run into any of those problems, but we'll see. I mean, I'm expecting, there it is, it's coming down now. I shouldn't, you know, I don't anticipate any problems, that is. I really don't. As I said, oh man, that sounds so nice. In the garage at low RPM, they just sound really, really nice. I don't know if you can see that flicker, but every time the motor misses, every single time the lights flicker because of whatever. It's compensating. I don't know what it is, but it's just something that I've noticed. It's like a dull flicker every time it fires that cylinder and it misses. So anyway, yeah, I don't know if you guys saw those. That's a Bonneville GXP instrument cluster. Of course, the Northstar V8 for the Pontiac Bonneville. And I've got my supercharged 3800 Series 3, and then over there you can't see it. It's my 5.3 liter LS4 engine cover. It's just man garage stuff. So anyway, alright guys, that's pretty much it. This will probably be the last startup. I've been starting it just to keep the battery charged, and this will probably be the last startup that I'm going to do before I start yanking it out. I've got the room, you know, I've got it backed up as far as I can, and we'll just have to see. We'll see how it goes. So I appreciate all of you guys following me, not only for the car videos, but the renewable energy stuff and everything else that I've got going on. It's a lot of fun to hear the feedback, and yeah, I'm just looking forward to it, getting it going, and hopefully everybody will enjoy. So have a happy new year, everyone, and we'll be seeing you next year. And oh yeah, you might be able to see that flicker now. I'm actually surprised that the CEL isn't flashing right now, because it's starting to run a little bit rougher now that it's getting lower on idle. But yeah, usually that thing's flashing. I'm not sure why it's not, but anyway, so cool. Alright guys, we will catch you later. Oh yeah, got some work to do. I knew it would start flashing eventually. This is usually what I get when it's been sitting here running for a minute or so. It must be because it's so cold it didn't see it, but yeah. That is a dead cylinder flash. Sometimes called the flash of death, because it basically means that your motor is screwed. Not fun at all.